Hi everyone, this is Yulia. Some of my videos are actually addressed to answering your questions. I get a lot of questions as a BA mentor or during webinars or even from my students, and often I'm thinking that's a question that probably many people have on their mind. So today I will answer one of those questions, and this question is, what do I do if my client comes to a meeting unprepared? Especially when we talk about discovery workshops or requirements workshops. If you're a business analyst or in a similar position where you need to get information from your clients, or you ask them some questions in advance, you ask them to prepare for a specific topic in advance, and then you start this meeting and you realize they are not prepared. Oh my God, what do I do? It can be a very scary situation, especially for someone with less experience. Okay, so let's address this today. Let's first think about different options that are in front of you if this happens. So you provided what you think was all the information necessary for clients to prepare. You scheduled the meeting, you provided an agenda. Hopefully your instructions were very clear in what to prepare. Now your options are, one, you can cancel the meeting, like reschedule it. Second, you can try to go ahead with it. Really, that's it. Let's consider each of those options. If you cancel the meeting, what is the worst thing that could happen? Now, this is a really sensitive area, especially if you are in pre-sales, if you're trying to sell your services to a new client, if you're in RFP mode. Canceling a meeting could be equivalent to losing a client. You probably don't want to do it. You definitely don't want to do it as a business analyst, because again, there is project managers, program managers, account managers, people who are managing that relationship. You may undermine the whole pre-sales process. So it's not really an option, especially if you haven't won the client yet. Remember, your objective is to win the client. So what I want you to remember, okay, and I'm going to say this outright. As a business analyst, as an experienced business analyst, you will discover that clients coming to meetings unprepared or underprepared is a pretty common occurrence, okay? If you have a client who always comes prepared, you're very lucky. Or it means you have such a great relationship and you train them well. And again, you put a lot of investment into getting your client to that stage that they always do their homework. But unfortunately, in many cases, clients will not do their homework, and especially company that is not even your client yet, that is just considering perhaps your company among other 3 companies as a potential partner. So you shouldn't even blink, okay? Yes, you may joke about that. However, you have to be able to lead that meeting and extract the information you need from them in the best possible way, and then perhaps assign some tasks and follow-ups where it's not possible to get that information from the meeting. So you can't throw in a towel, you can't be a drama queen, because it may backfire and you may end up being blamed for losing the client. Instead, what are you going to do? Okay, so you actually have to proceed with the meeting in the best possible way, which leads us to that option 2. Is there any occasion on which it's okay to cancel the meeting? Probably if you're working internally, probably if you're in the middle of the project and you need something very specific. Sometimes the clients say, you know what, I know we have this meeting, but I really didn't have time to prepare. Can we please push it? Of course, it would be nice if they let you know in advance and you reschedule it in advance. But again, clients are clients. We have to be flexible. We have to accommodate them. So you might have to reschedule it on their request, or you can honestly ask them, if you have good relationship, do you think it's worthwhile with us to try and proceed with this meeting? Do you think we will accomplish what we intended? Or would it be better to reschedule? And perhaps you will agree to reschedule. Okay, so yes, that option exists, depends on your relationship and the place in the project where you are. However, I want to address the situation where it's not advisable for you to cancel the meeting. What do you do then? Because this is the hardest part, right? You're expecting certain information. Suddenly you realize that you're not going to get it. You got nothing in advance and client looks like you like that drawing a blank. So you have to lead the meeting. Okay? What do you do? So here's the important thing I want to tell you. You always have to come prepared yourself. Even if you expect 80% of preparation from your client, but probably it's going to be less than that. You may say, why should I be prepared? The clients have to play a role. It's their project. It's, their deliverable. It's all true. But again, remember, your clients run a business. Maybe they run operations. Maybe they're head of a really busy department. They have other things to do, where your job as a business analyst is really focused on projects and on delivering change. So those business stakeholders expect service from you. They expect your expertise. They expect that you will help them to do what they need to do, because for them, it's just, it may be a side project. It's something else that they need to do along with everything else that nobody took off their plate. So you are expected to be the professional, to be the expert, just like when you go to a doctor, just like when you go to an agency that provides a service, you expect them to help you, even if you ask very basic questions, or even if you forgot half the documents you were supposed to, right? So sometimes we have to do the same. So how do we prepare? First of all, we need to prepare with starters and templates, because they help us structure the conversation. They help us lead that meeting, even if we need to draw information from the client right there. So I've created a lot of videos that you can refer to help you have those starters. For example, have a glossary starter that you will use to note important information. Have a starter for business use case diagram. If it's a discovery meeting, you can use it to ask your customer, well, who is doing what today? Or what is it that you want this new solution to do for different personas, how they will use it, right? You can use a starter for a business process flow diagram to just discuss the high-level process. If your client is not prepared, you can say, well, let's start with your high-level process. Tell me how this is done today. Where does this process start? What's the goal? And just use those. Of course, if you don't have starters, you can always use whiteboard, or you can do a little bit of line modeling, even right there in PowerPoint or whatever you use as a screen share. Check out my video about how I do this live modeling. And I also sometimes am in situation where I didn't have a chance to prepare, or I was thrown in this situation and then I have to do things on the fly. So you can do that too. But if you can prepare, great. Perhaps you can start with a concept map. And since you must have some information before the meeting, maybe you're doing some background research, there is an overall description of client goals. Maybe there was some feasibility study done, or any artifacts that you have been provided, or even perhaps if it's a new client, potential client, you reviewed their website. From that information, you can draw a simple concept map. And that concept map, if you put it on a screen share, can help you structure conversation, even if your client is totally unprepared and maybe completely unclear what to even expect from this meeting. Maybe they've never been in a business analysis meeting or a discovery meeting, and they literally were not sure how to prepare, even though for you perhaps your instructions were clear, right? Sometimes we provide clients with a list of questions they should prepare for, but they're not sure, well, how do you prepare for those questions? Yeah, I can talk about it, but what else do you want me to do? So we're not always on the same page in terms of your expectations versus what the customers understand they need to do. The other thing you can do, if client came without preparation, you can talk about their pain points. For example, if they want a new solution, to do something to automate the process or make it less manual, ask them, tell me please, what are your pain points? Let's talk about your current process. What doesn't work well? What you wish you could change? Like, what would you like to work better? What does better mean for you, right? Like, is it faster? Are you failing on your service level agreement? Are your customers unhappy? What are you hearing from your customers? So discussing those pain points can take up time. And again, it will give information, it will make use of the time, and perhaps it will also show your customers how they should be prepared better next time. And it can help you as a BA to figure out how to give them more clear instructions for preparation next time. If you would like to get some help in terms of how to discuss pain points, how to discuss customer current process, check out my video on immersion or on business analyst on day 1, 2, and 3 in a new company. It will give you more ideas about that. What else can you do if your client came unprepared? You can create a diagram together from scratch. For example, I mentioned business use case diagram before, process flow, could be concept map, could be, say, a decision tree if perhaps you're talking about specific business decisions or approval flows, could be a scenario matrix, or even just a list of scenarios if you want to figure out what are the different scenarios involved that will be, in scope or that have the most pain points. So there is many BA techniques that could be used in this discovery where you could create something simple right there in a meeting. So what are the key points for you? First of all, don't get flustered or don't look angry, right? Don't get angry at your clients. Just be prepared for it. Be prepared for this eventuality because it actually happens quite a lot. If your clients are not prepared, say, okay, since we do have this time, let's see how we can use it best. I do have some ideas and questions based on my preparation and research. Perhaps you can help me validate that research, and then maybe I'll ask you more questions. You can give me some clarification, and hopefully that will help us take it forward. And for the next meeting, please help me how to frame the topic of the next meeting and the expectations for you so that it's easier for you to be prepared for next time, right? So always think how you can help them to be better prepared next time. So that's the thing. Don't get disappointed, don't get flustered, deal with it, be prepared for it. Second, have starters and templates, something that will make you more stable and confident, that your hands are not shaking and your voice is not quivering because, oh my God, what do I do? You don't look for others. You say, okay, sure. Why don't we start with that and see whether it will help us, and open up that concept map and just start drawing, practice doing it, of course, in advance. And then you will be seen as, as a leader in that meeting, right? You're a master facilitator. You can manage any situation. And third thing, remember, some stakeholders' time is so valuable, so hard to book them, that you need just to take advantage of what you have. They may be so busy that they even tell you in advance, I'm not going to prepare. I'm not going to read anything you send to me. I'll come to the meeting and please tell me then what you need. So you do have those stakeholders, and often they are the most valuable ones because they're experts and they're in high demand. In that case, you have to deal with it. You have to be prepared yourself. I do have, again, another video on the topic about 7 strategies for engaging busy stakeholders. Check that out as well. And all of these different strategies help you to be more confident, to be prepared for any eventuality, and of course, as a result, to be a better business analyst. Okay. A final word on best practices. Check out my previous videos about business analysis best practices, because it also helps you to create quality artifacts faster, to always look for that quality, to always come, with the best results. The more you do that, the more your clients learn that you always produce professional and quality results, the more likely it is that they will actually be more prepared for your meetings because they respect you. Okay. For more on business analysis, check out BA Mindset Mentorship Circle that I lead. You can join our live meetings for intermediate and experienced groups, or you can subscribe to a video library and watch the videos. Let me know if you have any other burning questions as a business analyst. And until next time, take care.